Hi everyone and welcome to another episode. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different, and that's mainly because we had a pretty busy week last week, which meant that sadly no one had time to join me in the hot seat. But I'm going to get over it, and I really hope you do too, because this week you're stuck with just me. Instead of skipping this week though, I figured why not actually give you a bit of an insight into all the stuff that happened last week that meant that nobody could join me. So here's a little rundown. So on the one hand, obviously we're still developing diligently and we're so close to releasing CityEngine 2018.0, so bear with us just a little bit longer because that's going to be very exciting. And simultaneously, we're also already working on CityEngine 2018.1. So you can expect that later in the year. But what I can tell you now is that we're hoping to have the beta version ready by Esri UC in July. And aside from this, we were also speaking at the FMX conference in Stuttgart. We were entertaining important guests and exploring potential collaborative opportunities. Okay, so here's a tricky question for you. Have you ever used your butt as a controller to navigate in VR? You haven't? Well, until last week, neither had I, but now I have, because I visited a Zurich startup called Limbic Life, and they're based just around the corner here in Zurich in a place called Technopark. And they were kind enough to let us have a go at their technology. I guess well and truly this is what I sat in was the real hot seat. So it was a very cool chair that you could sit on and use as a controller to navigate your VR experience. So this may be a long shot, but if you happen to be at the Cannes Film Festival next week, then you should totally drop by and see Limbic Life because they will be there exhibiting, and while you're there you may even recognize some of the 3D buildings. Our very own Simon Hagler presented the CityEngine to Houdini plugin at FMX last week together with Matt Buhler from Urban. And let's just say that the response was a lot better than what we had hoped for. So it's really great, getting some more procedural friends on board through Houdini. And also just, really, really well done to the guys, because a lot of what they showed, they actually essentially developed in their spare time. So, I think that's dedication. Also at FMX, Michael Fredrickson from Pixar Animation Studios held a really well-received talk, and we were lucky enough, so then he came back to Zurich, and we were lucky enough to get sort of an impromptu, informal rendition of his talk that he held at FMX. And everyone was just sitting around with faces like this, which I think was essentially the gist of something in a talk called Awe. So everyone was in awe of Michael and what he was doing, and it was very inspiring. So I think everyone, together with the good weather, everyone headed off into the weekend very happy.
Child is not vast, but perhaps the depth of your feelings for the child and the amazement of what you brought. So maybe that's not the best for a kid.
And obviously, we then took the opportunity to also show Michael a little bit of Zurich nightlife. Thank you for joining me today for this special edition of the Hot Seat. I'm going to do my best to get guests on the Hot Seat again, and please let me know if you ever want to be on the Hot Seat, because I would love to have you. Bye!